test, and we are good to go. Hey everybody, I know this is a little bit earlier than we normally go for, but today we've just had a bunch of news, so I wanted to talk about the news, the markets, the technicals. Loki's over here trying to stretch. Come here, good boy. Oh no. But anyway, been a very, very busy day, but I hope you guys are all doing well. Hey Jonathan, Larry, and Nicholas, thanks for joining the stream, everybody. I think it's more than just crypto. This country has gone to shit. Times are going to get much worse. I'm glad I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I would give anything to be back there right now. I was not. I was born in the 90s in the ghetto, so a little bit different. But what do you call? I definitely understand things were a lot easier back then, especially because right now for average folk, dude, it's tough. So a few things today. So the big news, going to Larry's question, I've been working. What's the news? The first big thing I would say is right now, we've heard that Finch, they've lowered the credit rating of the United States from AAA rated to AA plus rated, basically. Now, this is nowhere near catastrophic levels of, I think the lowest one we see is a double C. That means the country is like in default, and there's like a little chance of them ever recovering from that type of debt crisis. But we're nowhere near that level, okay? We're not even in the Bs, we're not even in the single As, etc., okay? I think China is an A, maybe not even A plus, but just an A. And hey LJ, happy to see you back. Hey D's nuts, I got an itch. Hope you guys are all doing well. But that knocked down a lot of people's optimism of this kind of rally that we've been seeing. And I won't go too deep into the technicals right now. I just want to show you guys some stuff of what happened today. Now, and as far as the news as far as crypto is concerned, although I will say the credit rating did have an effect on Bitcoin, in crypto in total. What we also saw here was that Binance is getting more pressure put on it, and right now we'll go into Binance a little bit more because that's a little bit of a deeper thing. We'll go through the article, but right now you guys can see Bitcoin had a pretty positive day yesterday, breaking back above that 50-day moving average, getting rejected by the 20, and look at that today. Boom, nasty move down. Let's just kind of show you what happened. There you go, nasty move down. We're trying to recover from it after we held that support, bounced off of it, and then not a good day. Now, a few other things. You saw the NASDAQ also coming back down here. Maybe I should just go over to the weekly chart for this one right now. Let's clear everything off. Okay. So the NASDAQ getting a pretty nasty rejection today as well. Let me go over here to the daily chart. This is the first time we've broken down below the 20-day moving average since all the way over here since May. All right. We've been on a very good trajectory. We might be looking at something more of a pullback, and by pullback I do not mean new lows compared to last year, something like that. Just a pullback until we kind of figure out what's going on here, because earnings have not been that great. All the earnings have been beating expectations. The revenue and the profit has continued to go down. So it's been very weird to see profits go down while the stock market goes up. And there's other people online you can kind of get your tidbits of news about that, because it's kind of confusing, honestly. But hey, we're kind of in this weird AI bubble, right? Now, you got the Dow Jones also having a really bad day today, and you got the SPY having a really bad day today. So, you're also seeing some of these breakdowns below the moving averages. Now, things could be worse. Let's hope this is just a one-day thing where we got a couple things of bad news, and we'll be able to recuperate over the next few days. Hopefully tomorrow we have a good rebound. We just haven't been breaking down below these moving averages for a while. So normally, maybe I can open up a new layout here for us. This will just be a temporary one. Let's just make sure that log is on. Let's take off the volume. Okay. So normally when we're dealing with this type of stuff, we like to look at oscillators, and we're trying to find out what are the oscillators showing us. Are we seeing divergences on the weak side, stuff like that. And so what I'm going to do very fast is I'm not going to change the RSI and things like that. RSI strategy. Oh, wow, that's weird. If you do a click or an extra space, it doesn't give you it. MACD, and then CCI. All right, and then anything else I really feel like we need to be doing here. I feel like we should be okay. Anything else in the basics that I might want to do? Commodity channel is volume. Anything else? No, I think we're okay. Okay. So what we're basically seeing on a few of these right now is CCI is coming back down as Bitcoin's coming back down. That's fine. Okay. We're having some a little bit of divergence here on the bearish side on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, but nothing too crazy. And the RSI is okay. We're not really oversold or overbought on the weekly charts. We have had a little bit of a bearish move, but that's fine for now. I wouldn't call that a catastrophe. Going back over to the daily chart with Bitcoin, this is where you guys are starting to see a little bit more of that divergence. The divergence is pretty much picked up to where we want it to be, though, because you can see coming down, it finally broke down here. So it took a couple weeks for us to get that divergence down, but now we're finally doing a little bit better as far as matching up with it. And you guys can see, we talked about this a while ago. This was July 5th. The MACD crossover here. Well, guess what right there? Now we finally move back down. Hopefully we can have another crossover and move back up here. And that's what I really like to see, because you can already see the RSI on the daily chart coming back down to those oversold sections. We're getting close to the oversold area, okay? Now, as far as CCI, not too much here, but we are getting into a little bit to oversold territory, a little bit below the channel. Well, we managed to break out yesterday, but with today's news, I'm just not sure what's going to be happening next. But then I wanted to go over here to the NASDAQ very fast and hop out of Bitcoin. Yeah, normally I switch this RSI up a little bit, but it's fine. RSI went from being overbought for the last few weeks, coming back down here to neutral territory after one day. We can forget about CCI for a second. MACD had that crossover over here. We've been in a crazy divergence on the daily. You guys can clearly see uptrend, downtrend. The trend is hopefully starting to work out a little bit more. And if we do have this here, we'll have to see. This could be a poor man's, an ugly double top pattern here. Oh, my magnet's still on. And since we did break down below this today, perhaps we come back down tomorrow, have a bump, and then come back down here just to maybe $15,000 or so. I'm more concerned about what's happening is the tech bubble. The tech is where everything's been happening. And if I get out of the RSI here, I get out of the CCI here, you guys are looking at a big old crossover that's going to happen over the next few weeks. Not this week, not next week, maybe 2 to 3 weeks from now. And you're seeing that crossover that's about to happen here. And when you look at this in totality here, guys, if I can get rid of this now, you can see that the NASDAQ has had a good rally. It would be okay if we pulled back. I don't think this would be something that's so devastating to the entire market, but you might see a little bit of fear here. I think what's going on is, I don't even know how to explain it. The stock market's doing great. It's doing freaking fantastic. There are a lot of stocks that we all love, cryptocurrencies we all love. They've been doing absolutely fantastic this year. On the other hand, we're seeing massive shipping companies like the yellow trucks. They're going out of business. We're seeing this weird disparity between the stock market and the real economy for everyday folks. Normally, we like to see things just being a little bit closer tied together. We're not really getting that at this point. But here we go, guys. If you do want to start trading some of these moves, and let's say this is a temporary high for us and we have a pullback, your next level to be buying back in, according to Fibonacci levels for the NASDAQ, is all the way down about 14,459, about 700, 800 points down from where we are. Dow Jones, again, seeing a lot of that same move right here. Pretty low bar, or, pretty coming down pretty low. And over here, right there, you got the SPY. You want to be buying around 430, which is around $20 less. I like this one for the SPY personally, just because it matches up with that, matches up with this, because we had to break out from this previous level of resistance. So, play it cautiously, but at this moment in time, we're seeing a lot of big moves happen in all markets. We haven't been talking about oil too much. Let me hop out of this one. Let's move over to the other oil. There we go. We haven't been talking about oil too much, but last time we talked about, hitting these levels of resistance. Well, guess what? We're hitting these levels of resistance again and again and again after we had this big breakdown. You guys remember we talked about this, how we actually broke down below that $70 goal that OPEC had. Like, let's stay between $70 and $80. Well, we ended up breaking down below it and we went down to $65. And then what happened? We bounced back up all the way up to resistance. Came back, did it again. We bounced back up to resistance. Pretty soon, you might see more of a golden cross happening here between the 20 and the 50, rather than having the death cross here between the 20 and the 200, which is going to be interesting. I think where a lot of us thought maybe oil would keep on coming down because the economy is kind of coming back down a little bit as well. But if the economy continues to stay strong, we have this war with Russia going on. Africa's having coups, I guess is the right word to call it. And energy prices are probably going to be going up because we can probably talk a little bit about the coup if you guys wanted to, but let me know if you actually want to talk about it. there's a lot of turmoil in Africa right now, basically, and Niger, that they provide a lot of uranium and minerals to Europe and France in particular. They are going to they've cut off that supply, so you're probably already going to see more uranium prices going up. I know a couple of you guys have been in uranium stocks with me for a while, kind of hoping for a larger move. Not really knowing when it would happen, but understanding that uranium is going to be a much more important commodity in the future. I don't know if I can find uranium on here. Uranium Energy Corp, uranium royalty. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it, but we can look at the global uranium ETF and just see. It's been consolidating for a while. I'm waiting for this big breakout to happen, but it still hasn't happened yet. I need to find out how to find the uranium prices. Can I find that uranium price chart? Okay, well, there you go. That's the larger move I was talking about. But okay, there we go, July. So we have seen this big move that's been coming up. Nothing too crazy, again, like 50 to 56. But when you talk about uranium prices, you know, we were just at 48 a while ago. Maybe if I can go over here to the weekly chart. There you go. Monthly chart, perhaps, so you can kind of see that. Yeah, there you go. Back in 2007. A lot higher. We're getting back up to those high points that we haven't seen since 2011, maybe 2009, 2008 type levels. I wouldn't correlate this at all with like financial crisis or anything. It's just something interesting to see. But you're seeing how overall today, with all this news coming out, credit rating and things like that, oil's down, Brent's down, natural gas is down, gasoline is down, heating oil's down, everything's down except for menthol, uranium, and propane. But month-wise, look at this. Month-wise, oil's up, crude oil's up 14%, Brent's up 12%, natural gas is down 8%, gasoline is up 16%, heating oil is up 27%, ethanol is down 6%, naphtha, I don't know what that is, but I should probably learn what it is. It's up 20%, propane is up 37%, uranium is up 1%, so not so bad so far. For the year, it's up 13%, and then methanol is up 9% here. So we're just seeing some wild stuff going on right now as far as the commodity markets, and I think that's part of just the turbulence around the world. Countries are kind of choosing sides, and it's very, very weird. I don't know if you guys have been looking at what's going on in South Africa. I posted a video about it a few days ago, and like, there are people in South Africa who don't like Putin. They're kind of more Western oriented, but there's like a large block of people now that really support Putin. And ours just like, they're filling up stadiums, and not like our small stadiums. They got the big soccer stadiums, and I'm just like, the world's kind of going all over the place. Everybody has their reasons for it, but my oh my, are we kind of in this weird spot where everybody's kind of watching Africa because we all want their minerals, but we don't want to really pay them a fair price for the minerals. And they're like, we want our minerals, or we're going to go to this other country. You know, everybody's bidding for it because we can't just go and conquer countries anymore. It's not socially acceptable in the United Nations. But anyway, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, you guys can see we're hovering above the 20-week moving average right now. We broke down below it over here in June. That didn't seem to be a big deal because right after that, we saw that we had all the good news from XRP and stuff like that. ETFs coming out of nowhere, and then boom, Bitcoin had a big surge. Since then, we've really just been going sideways because we didn't really have much news to propel us forward. We really do need some good news to come up next. Before I start answering your questions, we're just going to be looking at this very fast, and we might look at CNBC and Fox Business. Let me see if I can actually zoom into this for you guys as well. Loki's running around here doing something. Hopefully he's not after the cat. Binance could face U.S. fraud charges, but prosecutors worry about a risk of a bank run, okay? So I'm not going to go in depth here. You guys know that the government doesn't like Binance. They're going after them a little bit, but there is still that chance that Binance is doing something wrong here, right? So the concern right now is if the FBI or the Fed, so to speak, go after Binance, are we in a position, or is Binance in a position to handle all of that exit liquidity, everybody leaving their exchange? So far, we've seen a couple of runs on the bank as far as Binance has been concerned, and they've done fine. They've done everything they needed to do to not cause any panic. But you can see from that article, if you guys want to read it, it's from CoinDesk. Yeah, it's from CoinDesk. The prosecutors from the FBI, they're wondering, if we go after them, is that going to lead to a bank run? And then there'll be a whole bunch of people that lose their money, non-insured money. Remember, like they insured the banks. And so if that does happen, Are they going to blame the FBI going after crypto that led to this bank run? And that's what everybody's afraid of, especially because over the next few weeks and months here, there's more and more drama coming out with Sam Bankman-Fried. And Sam Bankman-Fried is like he's fucking nuts right now. He's breaking rules left and right. He says if he goes to jail, it's against his First Amendment rights to freedom of speech. And there's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on with him. And then he's trying to threaten witnesses and things like that, and they're still not putting him in jail, which is like absolutely fucking wild. But over the next few months, he's going to be going to trial as well, and we'll have to see how bad things get for him. But Binance is something that's still kind of up and running, and if that Binance goes down, Bitcoin goes down like at least $5,000 from wherever it is at that point in time. It wouldn't be all at once, but it'd be over a few weeks. We just dropped down like $5,000. Horrible experience. We've been there before. But it would just be devastating because so many people have their money on Binance. And I told you guys in a video I made earlier, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, if you guys have cryptocurrency in Binance, the safe thing you could do is just to remove it there temporarily until all this Fed stuff is gone. And by that, I mean if you guys hold some Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, ADA, XRP, stuff that's like spot, okay? So, spot trades, not leverage trades or anything like that. If you guys want to continue to trade on there, I would diversify your streams for how you guys would like to trade. So I might open up, KuCoin, a Fairdesk, a LBank, wherever you guys are from. You guys have different opportunities to open up different exchange accounts, Femex, whatever is out there. And I would split up some of your money there so everything's not just all in one place. In this instance, you don't want to have everything in the Binance US space. We don't know if what the FBI is saying is true, but we've gotten used to having a decent market again. We should not forget the carnage that we saw last year and how just having one exchange go down led to this massive ripple effect of like catastrophic things for a lot of everyday people, where you got like people had like $100,000 of their life savings in Bitcoin on an exchange and they weren't able to get it back because the exchange went bankrupt and they didn't own the crypto, which is why I always tend to have my my spot crypto on hard wallets or cold wallets. Doesn't matter, just not on the exchange. You can have your money anywhere you want to, so you can have it on, like, I think some people like MetaMask, but if you have like a Bitcoin wallet or an Ethereum wallet or just a Ledger Nano or something like that, I feel like that's a much better place to put your spot accounts, right? So like if you've bought one Bitcoin and maybe at $15,000 when we were kind of at the low point and it's up to 30,000 right now, maybe it's worth it just to move that one Bitcoin off the exchange onto your own private wallet. So if the exchange were to go bankrupt or something really crazy would happen, you guys are not going to have to worry about that, because it's always really sad and bad to see people have to freak out when they lose everything. So again, I'm not saying Binance did anything illegal. I don't know what they've done, if it's bad or not, whatever. But if for whatever reason the FBI keeps on going at them and pokes and pokes and pokes, eventually you're going to probably have a small bank run. I think, in all honesty, they've survived. Like I said, they survived bank runs in the past. But I just don't want to see, for that small chance that they can't handle it, I don't want to see people stuck losing a whole bunch of money because they couldn't just move their cryptocurrency over to another wallet when it doesn't really cost that much money. And that safety should let you sleep at night. When you wake up, you're like, oh, I know where all of my crypto is. Imagine waking up after the FTX thing and all of your spot money, all your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, it was all gone. Like, damn, that would just suck, right? But yeah, definitely crazy there. I'm long SQQS Bear ETF in the 16s. I mean, at this point, it seems like a good idea, especially because this weird point, okay, guys? So, I've been watching the Sunday shows a lot. That's usually where I get my political news and my economic news as far as like what's going on from a DC perspective on the economy. And basically, it seems that Biden's been going out, and let me move this back onto maybe like an hourly chart or something. Biden's been going out and he's been talking about his term Bidenomics, okay? And how the economy is really good, things are getting better, inflation's coming down, that type of stuff, right? I that's not really meshing with what we saw today with the credit rating going down. This brings us to CNBC and Fox Business. Oh, they already changed the front page article, but that's okay. We can go over here to Fox Business for a second. Biden administration points finger at Trump for U.S. drop in credit rating. Down here, GOP lawmakers blame President Biden for downgrading to the U.S. credit rating. Everybody's going to be pointing the finger at each other, but we're paying so much money for our debt. Eventually, that bubble is going to burst, and I don't know how we're going to cover it. I've heard a whole bunch of different... I don't know what you want to call them. Guesses, educated guesses, forecasts, if you will, about how much debt, how much interest America is going to have to pay on our debt. And so let me see if I can find that. How much interest does America pay on its debt? I want to see if I can find like a government resource website. CNN, Pew Research Center. Let's see. Maybe Bloomberg. This came out July 23rd. I don't know if they're gonna let me read the whole article though. They won't let me. There you go. Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. Oh, shit. So this is the federal government current expenditures of interest payments, and you guys can see at the end of that chart, 2021. It looks like no, it started 2022, I guess you could say. 2022, it just shot up, and it's actually closer to a trillion. I personally thought it was actually closer to 600 billion. It looks like it's getting closer to a trillion now, and damn, that's how much we're paying for our interest. We're not paying off the debt. We're paying off the interest of the debt, and we just added a bunch more debt, as you guys know, over the past couple of years with all the big building programs and things like that. Let's see, anything else here? The cost of OIG, no. Interest payments, no, that's nothing important for this one. Let's kind of scoot it over here since maybe 2020. Kind of since when COVID came around, maybe around there. There you go, 2020, you can see it wasn't too bad. It was actually really bad, but 500 billion, 600 billion. No, it was, sorry, in 2020, it was 528 billion. Quarter one of 2021, it kind of moved up a little bit to 550. This is still kind of okay. It was on a, kind of balanced out. But really in 2022, we're going up from 550 to 600, 650, 730, 852, 930, 969. I mean, just talk about craziness going on in the market right now. I don't know how we pay off the debt. I think eventually America goes into default, and I think it happens in our lifetime because we just can't keep spending like this. And I don't see a way for us to get out of it. I was looking online and I heard Janet Yellen. I think she was doubling down on what's happening today. Basically, she said the numbers the French was using were wrong. It wasn't the right thing. It was a bad decision. And the White House is, of course, disputing this, the credit rating. But, they can't dispute it. They can say they don't like it, but it's there now. Let's go back over here to news. Let's go to recent. Let's go for past 24 hours. China. Okay, there we go. This is from Routers. There you go. Yellen calls Fitch downgrade entirely unwarranted amid U.S. economy strength. See, the economy is strong only to certain people, and I think that's the big kerfluffle that we're all dealing with. For me, I'm doing fine financially. I can go out and spend a few $1,000s taking my mother to Las Vegas. But if I was working my old job, I knew that groceries would be more expensive. It'd be taking a larger dent out of my paycheck, so to speak, especially with inflation. Because as much as they say inflation's coming down, it's not meaning that prices are coming down. When they say inflation is coming down, that doesn't mean prices are coming down. I think that's the biggest misconception out there with the media right now. When inflation comes down, it just means that prices aren't getting more expensive prices are getting more expensive slower. So prices aren't going up as fast, but they're still going up. And so let me just zoom in right here to this lovely face. Okay. U.S. Secretary Janet Yellen on Wednesday voiced more objections to Fitch Ratings downgrade on the main U.S. credit rating, calling it entirely unwarranted. If we're about to be paying $1 trillion dollars, and just to pay off our like the interest off of our debt, I think it's warranted, especially because we saw this year that we had a big crisis where the Republicans and Democrats could barely get a deal scratched through Congress. We almost had a lockdown. We're about to go through some really crazy stuff over here with some financial stuff too with Congress, and on top of that, we just can't stop spending. We're addicted to it. I think most people in America are addicted to spending. You know, speaking at an Internal Revenue Service contractor office near Washington, Yellen said the ratings agency's announcement on Tuesday failed to take into account a resilient U.S. economy with low unemployment, falling inflation, continued growth, and strong innovation. Yeah, she has to say that. She's a political person now. She has to kind of cover for the administration, because I don't think anybody thought that the economy would be this bad under Biden. I think you go over to like the NBC, MSNBC, ABC Newses, they thought with Trump out of office, America, the economy itself would really flourish. But what's happened is the stock market's flourishing, but everyday people are not. And I think that's when you go to those poll numbers and you talk about, I don't know, Biden's handling of the economy, how does the economy feel for you? You've really seen those numbers come down. And I think, actually, I don't know what hit Biden, 538 is that. 538 polls, yeah. 538. This is a YouGov. This is a little bit more of a Democratic leaning one, but it's fine for now. As long as we have some numbers. Can I? Okay. Well, there was a poll conducted yesterday that had, okay, there's two YouGov polls. One is RV, one is A. I don't know what that actually means. But basically, one had Joe Biden at 41% approval rating. The other one had him at 40% approval rating. That is, that is wild. Over here, you got generic ballot. Republicans and Democrats pretty much even. Donald Trump favorability 41. It's kind of same with what you're seeing. Joe Biden. Oh, they don't have his. They have just Donald Trump's and Ron DeSantis. They're about tied here. But basically, people aren't happy, and can you blame them? Now, as far as the market, it's a slight pullback. This is not some devastating thing that's going to be hitting us, but it is going to be a good excuse for everybody to kind of sell some assets off and then buy back at a lower price. You've even seen Dogecoin come down a little bit, breaking back down below the 200, kind of finding some support around that 20 that we talked about. Ape token coming down a little bit here, and this is some of that concern that we talked about for this. Look at this, broke down last week and now continues to come down. It is insane how fast some of these tokens are coming down. ApeCoin must have been all hype or something. I never really got into this. It's beyond some day trading that we did. But yowza, this thing, I mean, it's not even holding up against supports anymore, right? It's officially just having a nice breakdown. I mean, if you're shorting, it's a nice breakdown. Everything else breaking down right here still, right? You got Bitcoin Cash breaking down today as well on the weekly charts. That's not the end of the world here. Really, if we break down below the 50, I'd probably shorten this thing back down to what, 130? Let's call it 145. If you guys have a stomach for waiting for a long time, you could really make, let's go to 170. 25% with the 20x, interest, 20x leverage, that could be a really good play. Only you put a little bit of money in there so you can kind of let it sit without hope your account going bust on it. Matic right now coming back down. We're definitely seeing some weird stuff here. Interestingly, though, go over here. In the last 30 days, there's only a few tokens that have been doing okay in the last 30 days. XRP, big news there. We talked about that. That's up 42%. ADA, Cardano up 4%. Dogecoin up 10%, doing very, very well for the month. Solana up 22%, very, very well. Litecoin is down 22% in the last month here, guys. Shiba Inu is up 5%. That's nice to see. I know Shiba Inu has been coming down for a while, and it's nice to have that little pop there. Bitcoin Cash is down 18%, but it had a really good rally last month, so leave it at that. AVAX coming down a little bit. Toncoin down 16%. So, just a wild ride we're on right now, guys. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys just want to talk about something related to the economy or the markets. I don't care. It's been a crazy, crazy, crazy time. And hey, Hira, I'm happy to see you back. And hey, GT. Yeah, guys, so I've been so out of it lately. With the Vegas trip I did last week, and I've just been kind of like, I don't even call it like hazed, hazy with everyday life stuff. I kind of feel like I got into too much of a routine. I don't like getting into everyday routines because it freaks me out. So I've been spending a lot more time out with Loki. I'm getting ready for my mom and grandparents, uncle, and all the sister, all of them, they're going to Hawaii soon, so I've been getting everything planned for them. I just bought myself a fancy new exercise bike that I'm going to be putting together in my garage here pretty soon. I've been doing a lot of life stuff, I guess you could say. But it's been pretty fun, but I'm happy to go back and start streaming again. Oh, and what bummed me out, I told you this before I went to Las Vegas, but I was doing my course that I plan on selling later on this year. Well, I put it on Google and it disappeared completely. So it was no longer on Google. And I think somebody hacked into my Google account, the same one that is for my YouTube channel a while ago, because I have like 3 streams up now, 4 including this one now, but somebody was changing the name of that stream, and I don't know how they got into it, so I changed my password and everything. But I think when they got into my whatever you want to call it, account, they were able to go to my Google Drive and delete stuff. So now what I've done is I'm doing all of the work on Microsoft's Office type stuff. So Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, things of that nature. But I don't know how somebody got my password because it's a very, very long, extensive password with multiple uppercase, lowercase, dashes and stuff. But somebody was clearly changing the names of my streams a couple weeks ago. It was the AI streamer. No, the new stream I think it was with the four things on it. So it was very, very weird. I've been like ticked off about that too. But I'm happy to be back streaming with a new password. And here, what do I think about the stock market this week? Apple and Amazon earnings as well. You think you can save the market right now? Right now, I don't think the market needs to be saved. Right now, I would say we've had this thing where, let me see if I can pull this up. There you go. You can see that AMD has been getting higher and higher over the past few quarters, but basically, I know it's hard to see right here, their revenue is going down. And if we go over here to AMZN, oh, I don't even know how to get to that revenue. Oh, I got to upgrade for it? Oh, snap. Okay, hold on. Don't know how I was able to see the first one. Oh, I wish I had the same website. White charts? Was this it? Oh, this was it. Okay. Let's go back to 5 years. Right. At least Amazon's somewhat growing, but it's down a little bit, but the stock price continues to go up. I think people are just a little bit concerned about that and how that's affecting the market. I don't think the market needs to be saved, but I do think we need to see a little bit more of a pullback here. I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's a few reasons to be concerned about where we are because everything is so close to breaking down at this point. And again, a breakdown doesn't mean we're heading to like crazy low levels. It just means we're going to have a pullback where a lot of people are going to be hurt in cryptocurrency because it's definitely more volatile. But for the stock market, just a pullback down to some old levels of support. You might see a drop of 5 to 10%. I would kind of round it off around 7%, and then you guys can buy back there and hope for the market keeps on going back up. If we continue to drop from there, there's a bigger reason that we should all be concerned about. Don't know what it is yet, but it might just be the economy is really starting to teeter here because debt is getting bad for the country and debt is getting bad for everyday Americans. People keep on spending more and more money on their debt. If you were looking for something to really just like make everybody freak out just a little bit, it would have to be an upcoming inflation report that actually makes that starts inflation going back up. That would have to be it. Right now, I don't see something like that happening unless you're talking about energy prices. Gas prices have gone up a little bit here. Let me get out of a lot of this hullabaloo stuff here. Excuse me. I've been drinking so much water lately that I have to give up I usually have some big cups for it. I've been getting these little Tupperware tubs and they've been awesome. So a year ago, when everything was really, really bad, the price of gas in Washington was $5, right? $4.99. Right now, it's $4.97, and gas is nowhere near as bad as it was before because all the refineries are coming back up online. This is just for Washington, right? I live over here in Pierce County. The average is $5. King County is $5.16. It's not looking good over here in Washington State. Go back over to national. The current average is $3.80. A week ago, it was $3.68, so it's jumped up around 12 cents. A month ago, it was $3.53, so it's jumped up around like 25, 27 cents since then. Not good. That hurts people's pockets, and you guys know what's happening. Well, maybe if you guys have college kids, everybody's about to go drive their kids off to college or fly, off to college and stuff like that. It's going to be hectic as can be. I was thinking of going to Las Vegas, I think in September, even though I'm already going in December, but that was for some type of NFT conference, but I'm not entirely sure if I'll go. But I even know around that time, September, August, it's kind of expensive for flights right now. Expensive for everything, gas especially. But usually I just put my credit card in and pay off the credit card right afterwards. Because gas is going to cost like $65-$70 to fill up your tank. Just be happy I don't have a truck, I guess. I guess. Let's see. Right here. Hey, Magic Man. I bet if it was illegal for governments or government agencies around the world, they were not allowed. They are not allowed to trade crypto whatsoever. Sam would be in prison. I mean, yeah, but we have a pretty corrupt system of government around the world. Listen. What's his name? I watched a video today with Tucker Carlson. Yeah, that's his name. He's the guy that got fired from Fox. He did an interview with that guy that did an interview with the Congress a couple days ago. Archer, I think it was. It was interesting. They kind of just talked about some of the weird stuff going on, and it just, no matter which side of the aisle you're on, you can probably see there's corruption in DC. I think a lot of people that go to DC, they have good intentions at the start, but then in order to get what they want, they dive deeper and deeper into the muck. And then they become what they hated, growing up, or hated when they were learning about the world of politics and stuff. But this is just how it is nowadays. It's a weird thing. We're never going to get out of it. What about Trust Wallet? If you like Trust Wallet, stick with that one. As long as you guys have a good wallet here. And hey, Fitz, KuCoin doesn't service the US anymore. Oh, I know, but what do you call, how do I say this? I have people that watch me stream that are from India, parts of Africa, Europe, Canada, Mexico, Latin America, whatever. But I got people that watch me from all over the place. So even though we can't use it over here, there are people that still use KuCoin that watch the channel. I miss KuCoin. But you know what? At least I don't have to worry about our government going after them, I guess you could say. It's been a freaking nightmare for exchanges over the past few months or quarters, as you might understand. And hey, Tony, what's the best mobile wallet for the time being? I would say you probably just want to go with Trust Wallet there. They've been fine in the past. I would suggest getting a Ledger Nano wallet if possible. There's a few other wallets out there, but Ledger Nano wallets are usually pretty fine. I got a wallet to promote to you guys a long time ago, before, months ago, but I lost it somewhere and I have no idea where it's at. I need to find it and show you that, because right now all I've done is a tutorial video on another wallet, the Bitcoin wallet, where you can only put Bitcoin on it. I want you guys to have the ability to add cryptocurrencies onto other types of wallets, or have more cryptocurrencies on one wallet, if you understand that. But Trust Wallet is usually fine for now. I'd really recommend getting a Ledger Nano or something like that with this. That's usually something I prefer. But I would say Trust Wallet's usually pretty fine. And hey, Magic Man, it would seem like these crypto projects would do more to protect crypto investors from government and conflicts of interest. I mean, a few of them are. The problem is, as always, there's always bad actors when we're kind of delve into these types of worlds. Sorry, Loki's over here. A lot of times, come here. No. Okay, well, he's trying to go the long way. But basically, I want there to be some form of regulation. I really do. Come here. No. Okay, whatever. He doesn't want to be seen on screen. He just wants to get his chest scratched up here. But there's just bad actors in the space. Sorry to keep on starting from the beginning there. There's just a lot of bad actors in the space, and I do want there to be some type of regulation. It's just that they're going after, they don't really have a good faith appearance at this point, the SEC. So I don't really trust that, hey, they know what's best. Come here. No. Come here. Come here. Say hi to people. There you go. See, now he wants to say hi. Kind of. He's been having a rough day. He hasn't been able to go outside as much as he wants to, but he's been outside for like 2 hours, which is plenty for a dog. But not for a German Shepherd, I guess. And hey, Bideford, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bideford, I hope you have a really good rest of your day. I know work can be pretty crazy. And Yelena is not the best orator or public speaker. She really sucks at it. I know she has some finance knowledge, but she's been in the swamp, so to speak, for a while. And hey, Larry, $2 trillion debt payment next year, $1 trillion this year. We're not going to be able to afford it. We keep on talking about the BRICS countries. I think does BRICS have a website? I feel like they have a website. BRICS. This is from Bloomberg. Well, Bloomberg let me read it. They will not let me read it. Watch you, Guru. This is the Twitter guy. I guess we can look at this. All right. South Africa's foreign minister hints 3 countries are set to join BRICS, right? Right here in the photo, you have Brazil, India, China, Russia, and South Africa. It looks like they're going to be adding a few more in there over the next few days. But, I mean, other countries are making moves, and our country isn't really making those proper adjustments just yet. I don't think they really know what they're doing up at the top, I guess you could say, when it comes to this type of stuff. We're trying. We have a lot of economic power, but, I think they always forget that we've made the system a globalized system. So if, we're not the most powerful person, or, how do I say this? Our economy is susceptible from a whole bunch of different angles these days where it wasn't in the past. And things are most likely going to get worse, especially if we have to pay $2 trillion for our debt. We've hit that spiral point where we just can't get out of it. So what does that mean for the dollar? What does that mean for the stock market? Who knows? They'll probably go down in a while, but we have to hope there's a way that the government can find that we just don't know yet to get out of it, right? It's right here. And hey, Enrique, as far as LRC, be careful with it at this point in time. You're seeing the whole market take a dive, and especially when it comes to Bitcoin, a lot of these different assets, even the NASDAQ and stuff, they're all getting very, very close to these breakdown levels. And if you kind of, everything kind of follows Bitcoin here. Death cross is imminent right here. Another death cross is imminent over here sometime in mid-August. That's not going to be good. And if we poke this over here, let's get rid of all these things here, all the resistance and stuff. We've had our golden cross. That was nice. Didn't really amount to anything because it was after such a huge news event. But we may be looking at another death cross over here. I'm hoping that eventually maybe we have a pullback down here to 25,000 or something. Who knows? But eventually we have another big move up here as the 50-week moving average crosses a golden cross over here. My concern is because of economic events and not so much technical events, we end up having that breakdown below this point right here. We break down, test out this support, bounce off, and then continue breaking down because bad news. This could be Binance getting hit hard or something like this. Sam Bankman-Fried stuff happening in October. Who knows? But that's my real big concern for most cryptocurrencies. I would say if you want to buy, do a dollar cost average for LRC, but still, usually with that type of stuff, you would just want to buy a chunk and you just kind of want to hold it for a while instead of trading it. There's Bitcoin doing its stuff again. There we go. After such a good few hours over here, it's really just let us down recently. Where do I see Doge going? I don't see Doge doing much stuff here because all it's been reacting to is what's been happening with Elon Musk and Twitter. So every time you get that type of news, you want to be happy and buy the news. Or trade the news. I wouldn't say buy during the news. You want to trade the news because usually after the news is over, we have this something like it's a pump then dump. I've explained this a few times so far, but right now we're in the dumping phase here, which is interesting because normally after Dogecoin has these big pumps, we just start dumping right away. We had multiple things of good news here as far as Dogecoin, this XApp, the payment system stuff going on. So it's been interesting. But right now we're breaking back down. I wouldn't touch Dogecoin until we get back down to maybe closer to 7 cents. And then from there maybe. But at this point, again, because Bitcoin's looking so bearish, it might come back down here just around 7, then bounce off. And that's what I'd be looking for at this point in time. It was in a very good spot before this news came out today. It was doing pretty well. And it's still doing pretty well compared to a lot of other assets. Look at Dogecoin after the last few days, how it's been going up. Look at something like Ape Token, and Ape Token was like the last big meme thing, I think. It's coming down a lot. You got Matic doing okay, but still coming back down. BNB kind of staying steady Eddie against the lawsuit. Chili's a little bit better, doing okay. Crow a little bit better, right? So you're seeing a whole bunch of mixed stuff with this market. Doge on Mars coming down slowly. Engine Coin okay. EOS should be fine. What's Ethereum Classic? Ethereum Classic's doing fine. Even over here to comp, right, where we had that big move earlier, got rejected, just barely rejected off of this one, and it's coming back down now. But Dogecoin's doing fine. I would try to buy it if it comes down a little bit more, like another half a penny. And 2 crates there. There we go. So Fed's hunting Binance. Yeah, they are definitely trying to go after Binance right now, but they're trying to weigh if they go after Binance, will that lead to a bank run and cause the exchange to collapse? They don't want to be responsible for the exchange collapsing because people would blame them. And I don't know if you know anything over here, but in America right now, we do not trust the FBI. We do not trust the Department of Justice. The country is really like split on them at this point in time, and people are very happy with them because they're going after Trump, or they're very mad at them because they feel like they're going after Trump because he's running against Biden. So, it's a weird spot right now. And hey, hold your pause. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. I use 1inch on my mobile. It's great for BSC, BNB tokens. There you go, right there. And hey, Orange, thanks. He's a cute dog. And hey, Matt, it's happy to see you back. He's a very cute dog wherever he is. He might just be sleeping over there. I got my sofas over there. He might be sleeping on the other side of it. I usually have a big blanket on the ground over there so he can sleep whenever he wants to. Because normally he tries to sleep on the cold, hard floor right next to me. But I'm like, dude, go sleep on the nice, comfortable area over there. But if I let him sleep by my feet get too hot. I'm like, I don't want hot feet. But right now, basically, guys, we're definitely seeing some really interesting stuff for the market. Not good news, I guess, but we'll have to deal with it at this point. Going back over here to some of the big stuff happening on the markets. Overall, we finished off red. Futures are green right now. Like I said, hopefully we can have a rebound tomorrow. Qualcomm had a bad earnings report, and that was kind of shitty. I thought they would actually have a better earnings report as far as guidance is concerned. But yeah. Let's see right here. Anything else? New IRS paperless system will reduce deficit by $2.6 trillion over 10 years. It's not going to do anything because we're going to be paying so much off of our debt. Like, this is all just talk, and they just regurgitate lies. It's so bad. The agency's new program will help reduce the burden of processing the 200 million paper documents received each year at the cost of around $40 million annually. I don't know. Like, I guess I've never done my taxes through paper, but I assume there are some people that have to do it that way. But most people use the free systems nowadays. I have to go through an accountant, but he's not. He's doing everything online. The new agency's paperless processing program. Okay, what does this mean though? Yeah, close tax get. It doesn't explain how it's going to work, so we'll have to wait and see how all that goes here. What do you call it? And hey, Otor, the 3 MA settings, Traditionally, the three moving average settings that I use are the 20, the 50, and the 200. But there are so many different other combinations that you may enjoy using. There are some meant for day traders because you might want to add the VWAP on top of that. There are some for longer term traders where you just want to have the 50, 100, and the 200 and scrap out the 20 here. So it's all up to you and your types of strategies. A good, easy way to figure out what's best for you is to go over to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you tell me which moving average numbers would work best for day trading? And it'll give you a few sets. You can say, hey, if you don't like those numbers, can you give me other numbers? And then you can see which numbers are working. It'll give you like 5, 6 sets of numbers. And you can kind of put that on your charts and test some stuff out. Do your back testing and see what works. Traditionally, though, for me, it's about 20, 50, and 200 as far as those moving averages are concerned, okay? But yeah, if nobody else has any more questions, oh, right here. I wish I can go to a place like Syria, but someone screwed that up. That place looks pretty amazing. It's not just desert like most of us think. I've heard good stuff about Syria as far as the beauty of it and stuff. I'm probably never going to go. I think I might go to Dubai eventually. I know a few people in Dubai now. It seems pretty nice. But if you have money, it just seems like Dubai seems crazy because it's so safe. I guess I live in the United States, you guys know. I live over in Washington State, south of Seattle, and you know it's not as safe as it once was. Although before I leave, because I'm about to hop off the stream here, because it looks like we've all kind of covered everything. One thing I do want to show you guys, just for the fun of it, if I can find this here. Okay, let me do some stuff here. Make sure my headphones are on, make sure the desktop audio is on over here. And I think it was trending earlier. I think it was under Sikhs or something. Sikhs, like Indian Sikh. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you guys will love this. Okay, so this guy is robbing a store. And basically, the Sikhs had other plans instead of letting him go. Because the guy that's recording says, you can't do anything until the cops get here. But you guys can watch and see. Put my strap on your bitch ass. Why are you getting everything? Why are you getting everything? Bitch ass nigga. This happens in a lot of major cities, by the way, nowadays.
Hey, let me get a swisher though. Can I get a stripper? Hey, can I get a swisher? Let me get a swisher. Back up, nigga. Back up. Put a gun on this fucking ass nigga. Hey, just let him go. There's really nothing you can do. But it's nothing you can do. It's like they're not gonna do nothing. You just have to just claim you have insurance. You have insurance? What? Did you have insurance? No, it hurts you. God damn. Ain't nothing you can do there. There's nothing you can do, man. Until you call police.
See, he keeps on saying there's nothing you can do. But just wait. It's a there you go.
Ain't nothing you can do, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
I love this happening. We need this to happen. He put power in those swipes too. That's power. I thought this stick was great. It's glorious.
Whooping his ass down. That's called whooping your ass. That's called whooping your ass.
Okay, that was it. But that made my day. I was a little grumpy when I woke up because I didn't get much sleep last night. Waking up to that clearly made my day. Now, I won't go over the next news topic with you guys because I'm hopping off. But go look and see what happened to Lizzo today or the past few days. Lizzo is a disgusting human being apparently, and I never really was a fan of her music or anything. I just know she was the plus size singer for our generation, I guess. Whoa, she has a dark, nasty fetish life out there, and go look it up on Twitter or TikTok. You guys will be very surprised about it. But have a good rest of your day, and I thank you guys so much for joining us today. I will be live tomorrow as well. I'm gonna start going live again. more frequently here. I'm hoping to go daily between like maybe I'll start between 4 and 6, and I think that should be good. But what do you call? Do well. If you guys want to find that video, just go over to Twitter. It's number 20 on trending. It's Seek. Those guys were awesome. I just hope the government doesn't try to sue those guys for doing the right thing. I feel like our government is just really stupid right now, so we'll see. Thanks, everybody.